Hi, welcome to My Mini Addiction. I make and paint miniatures and terrain for tabletop gaming, and if you're wondering about the title to this video, I have 2,100 unpainted minis, and I'm not ashamed. I'm referring to what we call as mini painters as the pile of shame, because not everybody, but most of us have a tendency to buy more minis before we've painted all the ones we have. And of course, there's many reasons for that. Of course, we might need a particular mini for an upcoming game, so we got to go get that. Or maybe there's a really good deal on these minis going, oh, if I buy them now, I'm going to, get such a better price on them if I, buy them later. Or the fact that, we just like to collect minis because it's fun and it's part of the hobby. It's not just about the painting, it's also collecting. But what I'm talking about is I do have over 2,100 minis. And the why I'm saying I'm not ashamed of that is I've never really thought of it as my pile of shame, because I am always painting minis. Because currently in my collection I have over 2,700 that I have painted, and about 1,800 of those has been since the beginning of 2022. So I've put a lot of time and focus into painting minis, and so I think I'm at 633 minis painted for this year, and I ended up painting over 1,200 last year because I've been taking time, setting aside, and focusing on getting these minis painted. And so, I have a little spreadsheet where I kind of keep track of, once I actually started counting, how many minis do we have, how many are painted versus unpainted. And I'm at about 56% of our collection painted, which is pretty awesome. But even though I painted, over 600 this year, because we've gotten over 900 new minis since the beginning of the year, my percentages are, not that great. Even though I've painted so many, I still, my percentage of, painted hasn't been going up, by a lot. But that's okay. I'm still enjoying, the hobby. And what I'm going to do in this video is something I normally don't do. Because when I shoot this video, this is just a webcam, and I've got it kind of, pointed here at my painting desk. I usually always close my desk because it's typically a mess. Sometimes I've got, projects kind of sitting off to the side, and I usually move them and kind of, clean up the area that's going to be in the camera shot. But what you can't see is the chaos everywhere else. And I'm actually going to show you guys. I hate doing this, but at the same time, I have people that come over to my house all the time. Either they're playing a game or just visiting, and they walk in and they see this room in person. And this room actually was our dining room in our house. So it is right there in the middle of the house, and it is just very chaotic. This summer, work was busy, and I was trying to get painting in when I could, and I just have been letting things just randomly pile up everywhere, and it's so chaotic. But at the same time, this week, even amongst all this chaos, I still got 50 minis painted. So, you know what? If you're worried about not having, the right space to paint or having everything just right, I hopefully will give you hope, because I'm going to walk you around and show you the mess. And then also at the same time, I'm going to open drawers. I'm going to show, you in cabinets. I'm going to show you my pile of shame. So this room doesn't have all of my unpainted minis, but a good majority of them. So I'm going to get up, I'm going to move lights out of the way, and then I'm going to disconnect the webcam and then walk around and show you the chaos of my painting room and my pile of shame. Alright guys, here is my open desk. Let me get the camera unhooked here so I can start showing you guys around this messy room. Now I think you can kind of see why I usually close it. Oh, and here's Guinevere. There's almost always a kitty sleeping somewhere in this room while I'm working. And oh, my cord is all hung up because this is a webcam. It's hooked to my computer, and let me see if I can get enough cords I can get over here. So Yeah, this is my main painting desk, and I know I should put the paints back when I'm done, but this is how I kind of keep track of what paints I've used recently. I know, it's crazy. And then up top, I have kind of a mix of unpainted, some completed minis, a couple minis in the works. And yeah, so this is just, a random mix of stuff. Let me get moved over here so I can show you what is in this side cabinet. Sorry, there is some stuff, kind of in the way. First, let me open the pull-out doors. This is where it's a lot of dragons and some other, smaller miscellaneous minis. Kind of as I get new minis, I kind of have to reorganize a lot of my unpainted ones, especially after I've put in this cabinet my big cliffside manor that I 3D printed because I wasn't sure where to put it, so it takes up a big chunk of space in here. But here are a lot of larger unpainted dragons and a few other miscellaneous things that are on this side. And then let me there's stuff on the floor. I've got to kind of move around, and here's a building that I've been working on. This drawer is got a whole bunch of terrain pieces, and sorry, I was just wearing my armor and it's in the way. I should have planned things, but you can see building pieces there. And oh, the cat, let go of my cord, kitty. Okay, so then over here this is my Orcus that I haven't worked on in months because I was having to sand pieces to get it to fix, but it's where I usually cure my resin stuff. Oh, and also this drawer is where I hide more minis. So there's, under these papers, there's more stuff. So I will set them aside. These are for a handful of board games. And, oh, yes, the cat keeps pawing at me when I am not, looking at him. So over here, yeah, those are actually all done minis, but then in these ones here's more stuff that I'm working on, and I kind of have them separated out a bit by, what kind of game. These are just some random, resin pieces that I need more parts for. That's Orcus's base, so that's over here. And there's some more minis, and yeah, and some terrain. So before shooting this, I didn't move anything. There is just so much junk all over in the way. Let me see if I can even get to these drawers. So this whole desk, every drawer is full of a bunch of minis. I used to have them a bit more organized, and then as I get stuff, especially like these ones are mostly resin, I want them someplace where they're not going to little pieces will break off. But I can barely get down here to this bottom drawer. There's a bunch of stuff I had piled in front of this thing. So let me try to squeeze past around my lights. There's more stuff there. There's computer. Yeah. And then this whole mess. So this desk is where I've actually kind of been sitting more recently, working on a bunch of things. And I have, look, more drawers of things. There's my failed Orcus was in there. And then here are, more resin minis. And so, yeah, I kind of have stuff like all over the place. And I still need to get into this corner. Let me pause and I will move my armor so we can get into what's in that corner. Okay, guys, I kind of pulled my armor out of the way, so let me get over here. So yeah, it's another pull out thing, and this is where this one's a little bit more empty, but I had more of Reaper's Bones 5 stuff in there. And let me get into this last cabinet, and this is where there's a lot more larger resin models in here. Not all, but some more kind of bigger minis that a couple of them are in the works, and then some of them are not. But this is my very messy room.